Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Big Bear again and continue with the series. If you watch my last video about Unholy DK in that flame class 14, this is gonna be the one for the similar one for Floodgate and on the same level 14 as well. So we're gonna get on the screen. You can see the talent page right now and get over here. So before the post even started, right? I try because I know they're gonna do a big pull over here. So I try to target the main target in here because I'm very bad at working around when all the nameplates tagging together. And you can see that I focus one of these guys, so I make sure that I can kick that one whenever it's cast. And I focus track over here. Okay, so getting my stuff, gathering, wait a little bit. Okay, just put some small cooldown and start to get stuff and pump. Okay, so spreading the dot and everything, and then spam epidemic. Make sure you kick the stuff. I also use my defensive basically on pull over here just to make sure that I want to stay alive. I want to survive when my cooldown is on. At least like I'm not gonna die until like this bloodlust gonna go over. Okay, as you can see the mage really low and he's not even using any defensive. That's not good. Just use it. I mean, like if you don't use it, you just waste it. Okay. And then pumping in here, and as you're talking, as you can see, my DPS just pump up to the top DPS right now. On the big pool right now, Unholy DK is very strong. I think they've been staying like that since Shadowland. So when I come over here, I dismiss my pet, because sometimes like when I jump down here, the pet run this way or that way and pull extra thing. We don't want that. So I just get in here, I get target kick on this one to make sure that whenever he kick, or whenever he do, it's right here, right? I try to kick, but well, the Shaman got it. I'm gonna pull this guy in, I think, but well, the tank already run over there, so I pulled the wrong one. Alright, so now over here, same thing again. We do the rotation, right, and then put the damage on, spread the dot, and then follow Hercules suggestion over here, do whatever. I only kick one thing, that on the surveyor over here, that the fire general thing, that very dangerous color. It not just kill the people who get cast, but it's gonna leave like a fire puddle, and people step on it, they die. In here, I get targeted by some of the dark, I believe, and well, I use my defensive right here just make sure I'm staying alive. All right, and just keeping pumping in here. You can see that my damage is really high right now. Yeah, it's gonna change to the end of the dungeon because usually for this dungeon we do a lot of big pull at first, and then after that we're gonna go very low. So I get one target over here, get ready to kick, and get it over here, pull this guy in, and this one target on me, but somebody kick it for me because my target is not casting, so I'm not switching my target. There's no need to. And then pull everything in here. I'm watching for this guy right here, okay, and then I use my stun over there, stopping that cast. That's the one that gives a lot of fire stuff. Right, and make sure you dodge the thing, right? I'm not really even watching my damage when I'm doing this, but now watching it again, see, really high DPS on AoE pull, and we still try to stop that cast. So that cast is not that dangerous, it's just like annoying, and it lower the uptime if you're melee. These I run away, try to pull them in, but I don't have any pulling charge, so that I just let them kill it. Tank gonna pull 2 extra in here. These guys not really do anything, they just target the tank, so you don't really need to worry about them. And get over here, starting my cooldown in here, and pump. Just follow the Hercules stuff. Because I know that in this dungeon I have a arcane mage, so all the priority target gonna be done by the arcane mage, and I just need to most of the time cleave everything down. But now, right, so for Unholy DK, you don't want to use epidemic when it has less than 7 target. If you use my talent, then your that card deal way more damage when it have less than 7 target. That's why you see me spamming that card in here, and then we get into the boss burning phase. I get my cooldown in here, and that's lucky because that's how I try to catch up on the cool down a little bit. But let's say in this fight right here, if your big cooldown not line up with the burning phase, don't worry much about that. Just kill the small, just have your team kill the small ad. And as you're cleaving down the small ad, you still do some decent damage to the boss. So there's no need to kind of like single target the boss. As you can see right now, I'm targeting one of the ad. Getting out here. And we watch that again. So I get targeted by the boss frontal. So I running out. This is before I know that you can basically you dead advance and it just it just go through you. Right? I didn't know that at the time. So I got killed at once. Once you get hit by that, you cannot really move as a DK. You're too slow, and therefore I just die. So that's why I just run away and let the frontal aim and go around it. As a mage, you see he coming out and he blink back and in, easy one, right? So in here, I put my AMZ down, so that way kind of like, my teammate is covered in here, because this is quite dangerous, and you want to help your healer sometimes. I didn't do it the first time, but usually like the first time all the cooldown still on, and that's why I don't use it. Because this is a perk, we don't really have like a way to tell each other, and therefore I'm just assuming that the healer have it and use it on the first pull, the first AoE. So now it's time for me to use it. Alright, see they dodge it. So do not get by those frontal and helping with the kick. As the DK, if you take them the same talent, you're gonna get most of the kick if they let you do it. Because it only like had 10-second cooldown if you successfully kicking something. Right, this guy running out and they go back in. Okay, and I'm still targeting these out over here. The Warlock is really strong in this fight, huh? Yeah, my damage about 4 million, mostly on that. But I'm good with that because like this damage is really strong on single target. And Arcane Mage is the same too, and therefore like you don't really need to worry much about single target, like quite low single target. They got it. We help them with a big pool, now they have us with a small pool. Okay, so again this is 5 target, and also like we want to kill this guy as soon as possible, so that's why I use my dead coin here. I saw the tank use darkness, so I didn't put my AMZ down. But I think I put it down on the next pool, I believe. Did I? I think I did, yeah. I did after I saw, I didn't notice that when now I'm watching back, oh, the mage Tata Magi just execute on the boss. Anyway, we get this one over here, and now I follow the tank. So over here, usually the tank gonna like gather a big pool, and if you are bursted class like Devoker or Marksmanship Hunter, well, Marksmanship Hunter you have misdirections and they bug, but better than Devoker. Devoker can do like 20 million on even like a small pool like this. So well, over here he's dead. Okay, and you see that 2 defensive still, basically 3 defensive still on. So do not die while the defensive still on, right? If you go on pull and you go to your, you pump your big cooldown, you see the dangerous pull, just use the big defensive cooldown and use your big cooldown at the same time. So in here, I use my Death Strike to help my healer a little bit. Okay, see that he's still not using the shield. The shield is very strong in this fight because that was an AoE one, but well, at least he used personal defensive. That's good enough. A little bit quite late, but yeah, better than nothing. Alright, after we kill this group, we're gonna fly all the way down. This tank has a very interesting route. It's very like easy to play with, so that's good. In here, we cause a mess in here, but still be able to come back. Yeah, we destroy this one coming over. So over here, if you range, you really want to kind of target that that thing over here, that building right there, so that way the tank can pull the the pool back in here, because as you can see now, those things start coming. See that? Those bombs, they are not that dangerous as you pulling them, but they are very dangerous when they die. They explode. That's why they call a bomb, I guess. But after they explode for some AoE damage, they put a debuff on everyone and it's stacking. It's a stacking dot. So if you kill all of them at once, well, you basically let that a wipe. And you also don't want to kind of like, you know, keep stacking like one stack and then 3 seconds later kill another one and get 2 stack and get, I think one time I get it up to like 5, 6 stack anything. So I put an AMZ over here so that it reduces the damage taken for people in here, right? Better than nothing, but I think right now we have up to like 4 stack, no 5. They're not stopping. Oh, they stop. That's good. So it was a different dungeon I was running. Anyway, we're waiting for the healer to top us up. We get over here, the tank on the pool, basically this whole platform. I target this one right here, so that way I will kick that thing, and that should be it. Right here we just do a basic rotation. I do not have any cooldown yet, but that doesn't matter, because it's gonna come back up anyway. These guys still very healthy. So after these, the other two DPS done with their damage ability, you know what? See my damage right here very low, but these guys still very healthy. So I'm just take my time and then send my cooldown in here, and still do something decent like that. Or the small one die, sadly, but I want to bring this one in. And this guy over here do something. I think I die over here, and that was my bad to shoot really watching stuff. That hurt. Yeah. I think I switched to the ad because I want to kill it as soon as possible, and then I get hit by something and die. I think this one is the one that killed me. And then, yeah, it overlapped. I should have used my defensive over there. Well, but I do not really have any big cooldown here, so it's okay. And we get everything, just waiting until everything is safe. You see where you wanna get up, right? Just wait until all the dangerous thing go now. Again, this fight right here, we have 2 of the very strong upright damage spec, Demologic Warlock and Arcane Mage. So well, they will really have to control them, because I have equal damage to both of these. That card gonna hit both targets with the same damage. Right. So here I get targeted by the thing. Well, really had to run over there, but because I was locked by all the AoE and the boss frontal stuff like that, so the tank have to do that. Sorry, tank. But at least I didn't get hit by the charge and die, right? So now we target this one over here. I think that skull was me who marking it, and yeah, well, basically telling them to target me one. In this one, you really will have one to kill both of them at once. If you have to kill anyone first, then that the boss is the one that you really want to get. So I run all the way over here, and then the boss charging over there. Right, so similar to my Death Flame Class 14, in this fight right here, when this big guy move a lot, I do not target this one. I try to chase him because he's almost dying here, and if that guy is dead, right, Braun kind of get angry, and now the tank has to take like constantly increase damage. So it's a race, either like Braun die first, or our tank die first, and wipe the whole group. So if you play some class like Arcane Mage, something like that, well, make sure you kind of switch target if you see that one is too low. Okay, activate this stuff. We run over here, and this one is a quite dangerous pull. Right, this guy right here had AoE. If one, so that one right there, and just in cap that what is called those. that thing is that if 6 of them casting at the same time, it's very dangerous. Now you see that I'm not kicking anything over here. I'm not even using my AoE stop because my teammate already doing that. But that cast, that interruptible cast, eventually it put a buff on these ad that they're gonna heal like 5% every 3 seconds, something, right? For the first cast, if all of them cast at the same time, you don't really have to interrupt it because with Arcane Torrent, I can remove all the buff. Now this one right here is quite dangerous pull as well, and you really want to do your AoE stop for everything. So that one of the casts is got kicked. And then another one, I don't know, I think I kicked one of them. Yeah, I tried to kick that one, but the tank got me. Okay, so we do like AoE stop in here. I pull that guy in. I still have a stun. I didn't want to stun that guy. I stun one of these. Forgot. But we'll try your best to stop all the casts as much as possible and dodge the bomb. If you see the bomb on your feet, run. Alright, so now we get into the boss over here. For a DK, if you take the talent I showed you earlier, you're gonna have AMZ on a 1 minute and a half. So basically, the one every 3 casts after every cast. So you can use this on. I think like I didn't use it on the first one. Yeah, I use my personal, so my AMS, right? So that way, the healer not worry much about me, and the tank put down a darkness here, awesome tank. Then over here, so this boss right here, you know, everybody would say that we try to running left. I tell them that my AMZ next, so the healer will not send his cooldown, and he can just like top us up. Okay, so I seeing this one coming in here. I'm gonna put AMZ down, right? Well, the healer still use his healing cooldown anyway. But as you can see, that very helpful. Everybody was healthy. And then the next one, my AMS is next. So you can get the AMS for every other AoE cast. Right, so the next one here, I want to use my AMS. Now let's say for this fight, right, when the boss do the AoE and you have no defensive, right? Just for whatever reason you don't have any defensive, you death strike. Every tick of that damage, you death strike and you healing back up like almost full. Yeah, so it may lower your DPS a little bit, but lower DPS is better than you dead and doing 0 DPS. Okay, so in here we just use defensive, like personal defensive, because there's no groups up. I think the mage already gave us the match shield, but it break in no time. Okay, so as this thing go, I will have my AMZ back. 2, 1, and then I can use it right now. See that? So once every 3 casts, you're gonna have the AMZ back. Well, we got the boss. Get down in here, and I think he's doing a skip over here. Don't remember, but I think yeah, he doing the skip. This mini boss right here, the bubble guy, is extremely scary. Oh no, we're doing that. So this is another one that we skip. In this one right here, as the DPS, if you have any defensive, use it whenever the boss casts the backwash in here. See how low is the mage. Yeah. Now if you're a mage, then when you see that cast all the time, because that's gonna, you know, after about like 2-3 take of damage, use all the time one more time, and it bring you back to 100%, and that reduce a lot of pressure for your healer. In here I use some defensive as well. So as you can see, I use, you know, defensive and then death strike when fighting this to help my healer. And my healer seems like he can keep it up with everybody, but you know, Better safe than sorry. So here I have my AMS back. I think, do I use it? I should have. No, I would too focus on DPS. Well, the healer keep it up anyway. Yeah. But we got it. And you can see even big cooldown, I do only 1 million. The other do way higher than me. DK is not that good with the single target. So the tank do the siege of silence on that guy, and I pull that in. So that way, you know, like they all group up in here. That's it for this fight. We're just gonna keep going. Try to kill as much as possible, kick as much as possible. Remember all the interruptible cast this season, especially on high key, they are scary. They can one-shot people or do some nasty stuff. So if you can, try your best to interrupt it. Okay, pull it in, hit a few times, and run. So the tank, I think he's doing a triple pull in here. Call it triple pull, but it's only 7 stuff in here. And I think at first I tried to do some AoE, then I switched to single target dose caster. I don't really remember. That's what I usually do. So do I do it in this key? Yeah, I do. So as you can see, I'm using my dead coin in here. I try to kill the caster because they basically the one that make so if both of them target on the same target and we have no kick, then well the target gonna die. Right here. Yeah. And then I use some of the AoE because Hekili is suggesting that, and you know sometimes that can take over everything. You're so used to watching those stuff. Okay, anyway, so we try to killing these things, and the next thing is easy, so no problem. I'm just skipping that. We're gonna go into the 2 big ad over here. There's some tech to skipping this guy, but you know what, we had 22 minutes, and I think this dungeon is like 32 minutes somewhere, so we have a lot of time. Let's just kill this one. Let's not do anything crazy and then causing a wipe, and you know, like we break the key for something so silly. We're doing everything so so smooth so far. And that's in the last fight with that 2 big, as you see my DPS go shooting up because 2 target, we the king for that. Anyway, into the boss. Again, use your cooldown whenever it's up. I think he's gonna send Bloodlust soon, and you know what, I don't have any cooldown. I think he's waiting for his cooldown over here. I got hit by the fire because let's go back over here. You can see like everything collapse on each other, all the like ground effect, and you can see that I don't really see the light. You don't really see the light here, right? So I think I got hit by the thing. Yeah, there are 2 lions there. So when you get stunned, you can use Eyeballs 42 to get out of stun. Okay, and that should be it. So I think the mage were waiting for his cooldown right here. Yeah, he sent the cooldown in here, and then the shaman do the bloodlust. So I get targeted by the Giga Zap in here, and to help your healer, you really want to save AMS for that, because the damage, you know, the damage that causing by the Giga Zap is not that bad, but the dot is really bad. So you really want to help your healer with your AMS over there. Okay, so it's not targeting me, targeting these 2 guys, and you can see that they're gonna get the dot very nasty. And then the boss do the turbocharge in here, and you know, if the healer not topping people fast enough, then that's gonna be 2 dead. I put the AMZ over here to have like slowing down the damage. I don't know if anybody's standing in there, but I'm standing in it. Right, and that basically the fight. It's also like these water before they get break, they save, you can walk over them. I didn't know that until I watched the the MBI yesterday. Again, in here I have my AMS, and that's why I don't get the dot, and the healer only need to heal this guy right here. So basically, you don't really have to run like I do. Just run straight toward the over the water, because the water is not hurting you. When they get electrolyzed like this, then they're gonna start hurting. Okay, so that can help you to have some of the more uptime on the boss. But also, like, if you really need to walk out to do the mechanic, walk out and do the mechanic. Don't try to do some crazy thing. He's died. See that? That's why you really have to do some mechanic. I think like he got chased by his lightning off and die. Or maybe he hit by Giga Zap. Alright. But that's basically the fight. Right? Use your cooldown rotation, and again, if you have Hekili, you can just focusing on something else. Like again, in here, I just focusing. I get targeted by the Giga Zap. Okay, I use my AMS. And again, if you don't have anything, just use that strike for that dot. In here, we try to commit on the boss. Try to run around because he's chasing me. But you can see we double push the key, and my damage is not that high. You know, most people in this level at the DK, they do like 4.8, 5 million something, right? I'm not doing that high, but it's good enough. And we double push the key. If you look at this key right here, the Arcane Mage do quite low, but well, beside of some, well, we have quite some decent pull, big pull stuff like that. And again, Arcane Mage is not really good. But if you look back in the video, like in those in this fight over here, right, on these target that we need to taking them down real quick, like this guy right here, you see it really low, right? It's the Arcane Mage thing, because they do the target priority damage. And you know what, sometimes like if you just look at the overall damage, oh, this guy do 6 million, he's so good, or he actually is good. And you see this guy, oh, Arcane Mage, at the end only like 3.8 compared to other one. Arcane Mage, not no, he's good because he was doing the job that nobody want to do. He taking down, you know, like the priority damage, the priority target for us, the dangerous target for us, and therefore it make it easier for us to go through stuff, right? Because if you don't kill the priority target as soon as possible, highly that your, you know, like your group gonna run out of resources, and you know you're gonna die, right? So really make sure you know the difference between, you know, the role in the group. And that's why right now the meta spec is very strong, right? We have like Unholy DK and what is that, the Moon Kitten, right? The Balanced Druid for AoE, very strong AoE. And then we have Arcane Mage with like the S++ for variety target right now, because they really want that. We want to kill the dangerous stuff. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.